evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Tonight, the National Hockey League and Madison Square Garden present the 2008-2009 season home opener for the New York Rangers. This evening marks the 83rd year of Rangers hockey, a proud New York tradition since 1926, passed from generation to generation of loyal blue shirt fans.
I am New York.
I am a Ranger.
I am a Ranger.
I am a Ranger. I am a Ranger.
He is quite simply the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
I love you all very much.
You, the fans, were my inspiration.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you.
Come true, and I'll never forget. Thank you guys very much. It's truly been an honor.
I am a Ranger.
I am a Ranger!
An original six matchup featuring the Chicago Blackhawks against the New York Rangers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the 2008-2009 New York Rangers. First, the trainers and coaches. The training staff: Beats Johnson, Bruce Lafreri, Reg Grant, Cass Marquez, and Jim Ramsey. The video coach, Jerry Deneen. The assistant coaches, Benoit Allaire, Mike Polino, and Perry Pern. and the head coach of the New York Rangers, Tom Renney. The Rangers players not in uniform tonight: number 12, Patrick Rissmiller; number 25, Peter Prucha; and number 49, Dan Fritchie. Now let's meet tonight's roster. Number 3, Michael Rosimo. Number 5, Dan Girardi. Number 6, Wade Redden. Number 10, Nigel Dawes. Number 13, Nikolai Zherdev. Number 15, Blair Betts. Number 17, Brandon Dubinsky. Number 18, Martin Stahl. Number 20, Frederick Sjustrom. Number 24, Ryan Callahan. Number 27, Paul Mara. Number 28, Colton Orr. Number 29, Lori Korbakowski. Number 30, Henrik Lundqvist. Number 34, Aaron Boros. Number 40, Steve Valaket. Number 45, Dmitry Kalinin. Number 19, alternate captain Scott Gomez. Number 91, alternate captain Marcus Naslund. And the 25th captain in Rangers history, number 23, Chris Drury. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2008-2009 New York Rangers.
A salute from the team to the crowd. After the team was saluted, Chris Drury takes a little fall. Hopefully for him, that'll be the only fall of the night. We'll be back. Rangers and Blackhawks right after this. We're just moments away from the dropping of the puck. First, some more pregame ceremonies. And for those, let's go to public address announcer Joe Tollison.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Tonight, we are honored to welcome 3 blue shirt legends. Their respective jerseys will be raised to the Garden rafters in special ceremonies here at the Garden in the month of February. Please welcome back number 3, Harry Howell, and 2 number 9s, Andy Bathgate and Adam Graves. Chicago captain Jonathan Taves and Rangers captain Chris Drury, please come to center ice. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps. Tonight's colors are presented by the Fire Department of New York. And here to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome John Amarante.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Amarante. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
And we are set for Rangers and Blackhawks. Want to let you know that the New York Knicks are in action tonight. Preseason basketball at Philadelphia against the 76ers. That game is on MSG2. Well, the Blackhawks changed their goaltenders, Joe. Cristobal Huet signed as a free agent coming over from the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, he had a good start in Montreal, got traded at the deadline, played some wonderful hockey for the Capitals, and then signed as a free agent here. They've got $12 million in salaries tied up in their 2 goaltenders, but he's the #1 guy. And speaking of #1...
there he is, Henrik Lundqvist, and he's off to a great start with a goals against average of 1.
Sam, what was so impressive with him in those 2 games against Tampa Bay, where there were long stretches where the Rangers didn't give up any shots, and his focus was always there because Tampa Bay would come back with some pressure, and Lundqvist was forced to make big saves at the end of both games. Game
number 3 for the Rangers, game number 1 for the Blackhawks, and we're underway. And these 2 teams will meet again in January in Chicago with a revised NHL schedule. Puck in the Blackhawks zone. Brent Seabrook, number 7, playing it across to Duncan Keith. The pass tipped into the Rangers zone. Rangers with Roosevelt and Redden on defense. Gomez, Drury, and Naslund up front. Blackhawks, a very young team, will be aggressive on the forecheck. Roosevelt moves it up, and here's Naslund. Sticked aside by Huet.
Sam, there are 5 rookies that made the Chicago team, and they came in with a young team.
And a hit by Brandon Dubinsky as he knocked down Brent Seabrook. Gets a piece of Duncan Keith as well. Rangers change up. Here's Dmitry Kalinin moving it up to Nick Gerdev. Girardi lifting it ahead. Aaron Boros gets there, and his backhander is stopped. Good hustle by Boros, who's been moved up to the number 2 line with Dubinsky and Zherdev. Patrick Kane, number 88, who won't be 20 years old until next month, November the 19th. This is second season, the NHL Rookie of the Year last year, and part of the excitement in Chicago. Good effort by Voros behind the net. That's fired across. Callahan missed, and diving for the puck with a tremendous effort was Lauri Korpikoski.
Great pace to this game.
Nice move toward the net. Save by Lundqvist. On the quick shot by Jack Skilly.
Now the Rangers on the forecheck. Voros, you're going to see most of his game around the net. He loves to go to the net, do all his work down low. Here's Callahan. Can't quite get a stick on the loose puck. Goes to the other side. Here it is again. The Hawks coming back to do a good job of keeping it out as the Rangers attack the front of the net and nearly score, and the Rangers end up with a penalty on the play. So Blackhawks get the first power play of the game.
Lauri Korpikoski called for hooking at 1:51. Rangers have been perfect on the penalty kill in the first two games. There's the man who was brought in to direct the power play for Chicago, and that's Brian Campbell. Patrick Sharp was stopped by Blair Betts. Good play by Betts in front, but his clearing attempt was blocked. Hit his own man, Fred Sjustrom. Now Betts clears all the way down.
Now this Chicago power play, now they're making a change, but initially 4 forwards and the defenseman Campbell. They just feel they're going to be much stronger with the growth of the young players they played on the power play last year, and Campbell, of course.
Good play on the back line by Dmitry Kalinin to clear all the way down on the rush by Dustin Byfuglien.
Sam, it was interesting this morning, wasn't it, talking to Tom Rennie about his penalty kill? He said, I have nothing bad to say about it the way it's gone. I mean, they're perfect, but they're thus far doing everything right.
Rangers have Drury and Gomez on. That quick shot went wide by Chris Versteeg, number 32. Versteeg on with young Dave Bolland, number 36. Another one of those youngsters in his second year. Puck up to the point. Dustin Byfuglien, one-time defenseman who's played forward the last couple of years. And a hand pass whistle against the Blackhawks. 33 seconds to go in the penalty to Lauri Korpikoski.
Yeah, the Rangers put a lot of pressure on. And then just right there, the hand on the stick, or the stick on the hands by Korpikoski, and that's the penalty. And Tom Rennie told his players, just come out and enjoy this. Don't let this, use this crowd as a positive for your game.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you by Budweiser, who thanks you for being a designated driver. Callahan was able to take it away. Fans wanted a call as he fell down. Patrick Kane, number 88, with the puck. Taves missed it. Taves was offside. Jonathan Taves is 20 years old. He's a native of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and is the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks. What an honor.
Yeah, third youngest captain in the history of the National Hockey League. There's a kid down in Pittsburgh named Crosby. He was one. And then there's the Cavalier that's the new captain of Tampa Bay after getting it at an early age and having it taken away.
Taken back, yeah. Good work behind the net by Mark Stahl, able to work it up to Dubinsky. Korpikoski out of the box. Blackhawks did not get a shot on goal on that power play. We're 4 minutes into the game. There's no score. Korpikoski with a good takeaway. And meanwhile, in front of the Rangers bench, Ryan Callahan involved with Colin Fraser. Whoa. I don't know where that came from.
Opening night at the Garden. First game of the season for the Hawks.
Got a lot of extra energy going.
How about the crowd in this place tonight? What an atmosphere. Here comes the Callahan, just throws it in. Fraser with what Callahan thought was a little bit of a late hit, a little bit from behind. Well, that didn't take much, did it? Just kind of looked at each other and said, okay, let's get things going here.
4:01, the time of the fighting majors to Callahan and Fraser. No loss of manpower on the ice. Taves and Gomez, top line against top line. Chicago's top line has one-time Carolina Hurricane first-round pick Andrew Ladd, number 16.
Acquired at the trade deadline a year ago.
With a man who could be very important in the lineup, that's Martin Havlat, who's just been injury-prone the last couple of years. Played only 35 games last season.
Sam, he's had such a bad shoulder. I talked to him before the game. He spent all summer rehabbing it. Says it feels good. Everything thus far has been good for him.
Roosevelt able to move it out.
And you're right, Sam. I mean, we don't even talk about him. He's still a young player that's extremely talented.
Lead to Gomez. Gomez, glove saves away with Naslund driving to the net.
Yeah, you can just see Gomez. He gets the puck. He always looks pass first. He's looking everywhere. The Rangers do a nice job coming out of their own zone. Roosevelt, long, quick pass, and then quickly on the puck. The Rangers just stay with it. There's that quick passing that we've talked about. And there's Gomez looking, looks first to the right side, then behind him, and when nothing is there, elects to take the shot.
Drury made a nice little pass back to the defense that led to the long pass up ice.
Drury's like playing the wing. He's really enjoyed it. He's played some a little bit in Colorado, a little bit in Buffalo, and he has stepped into that position easily.
Face-off win. Kalinin shot was tipped, went wide, and is brought out by Dustin Byfuglien. 2-on-1 down low. Chance for Patrick Sharp, and he missed. Sharp, who had 36 goals last season, a dangerous man, one-time Philadelphia Flyer, who found the scoring touch last season. Boros for the Rangers. Campbell moving it across.
Boy, that pass to Sharp just bounced over his stick. That was Patrick Kane with the setup. A little 2-on-1 from the top of the circles in.
This is an icing on the Blackhawks. 5:12 gone by in this first period.
Now Patrick Sharp coming off a great year, as you mentioned, Sam. And there's kind of a funny bounce off the boards. And there's a puck. You just see it bounce over the stick of Sharp. Patrick Kane with the setup. Sharp there trying to tap it in. It just bounces over his stick. Sam, with those 36 goals last year, 7 came shorthanded, 9 on the power play. Well-rounded player he's turned into, and he gives a lot of credit to Ken Hitchcock. When he was in Philadelphia and Hitchcock was the coach there, he said he taught me how to compete and he taught me to be an NHL player.
Took him a while to get going in Chicago, Joe.
Yeah.
Good effort along the boards by Korpikoski. Korpikoski here with Schustrom and Dawes, with Ryan Callahan in the penalty box for the Fighting Major. Schustrom has taken his spot on the line. Nicholas Hjalmarsson, number 4, 21-year-old defenseman from Sweden, on for the Blackhawks. That back pass missed connection, and Mark Stahl goes back to get it. No score in the game, nearly 6 minutes in. Start of 6 games in 9 nights for the Rangers. Roosevelt. That's off the stick of Naslund. Gomez able to hustle over. Naslund and Drury. That shot went off the defenseman, Brent Sopel. There's another player who spent most of the summer rehabbing from injuries. Drury comes off the boards. His shot tip goes off the glass. Not many clean shots getting through.
No. Shots just 3-1 favoring the Rangers. And that's kind of the way the Rangers have started this season. They didn't give up many shots against Tampa Bay in either game.
Drury with Naslund heading toward the net. Save, away, rebound, score! Wade Redden. Rangers grab a 1-0 lead. Redden's second goal of the season.
Get the puck to the net, get players going to the net. Redden is such a smart player. There's that first pass with Roosevelt. And the quick passing, it just is beautiful to watch the way the Rangers can move the puck. And then Redden on what looked like a little bit of a deflection on the first shot going to the net. You'll see this shot coming up by Drury. It looks like it hit somebody. Nah, it just bounces funny. And UA has trouble handling it. Redden followed it up perfectly to put it in to make it 1-0.
And that brought the crowd to its feet.
Redden's a smart player.
Oh, you're right about that.
Player.
He knows when to step up. That quick shot gloved by Lundqvist, and he holds on. 7:02 gone by in the first period. Wade Redden with his first goal on Madison Square Garden ice as a Ranger.
I think the focus has got to be on what you do best and what you're able to do to help the team. I think at the end of the day, if your team's successful, you're going to look good, and everyone will look good. So that's really the main focus, is winning, doing whatever I can to help the team win, and I think the rest kind of falls into place. If we, when we're successful, and then I'll be successful. I think that's the way you got to approach it.
From our Geico quote book, Wade Redden talking about joining the Rangers and hoping to have success, and thus far it's been a good start. That went off of Henrik Lundqvist and off the outside of the post. Officials tonight are Dave Jackson and Wes McCauley, the referees. Michelle Cormier and Darren Gibbs are the linesmen. Betts with Schustrom and Orr, the Rangers' fourth line tonight. Scratches are Dan Fritchie, Patrick Rissmiller, and Peter Puka. Havlat moving in, dropped it off for Sharp. Patrick Sharp, number 10. Brent Seabrook firing it off the corner. And Paul Mara able to move it out.
The Rangers came into this game, and their philosophy in playing this highly skilled young team of Chicago is try and keep the puck away from them. Make those young players play more on the defensive side of the puck than having the puck to make plays. Thus far, the Rangers have held the Hawks to just 2 shots.
Stahl with a good job, took a hit. Hawks keep it in. Chance for Patrick Kane, that's deflected away by Mara. Dustin Byfuglien, Minneapolis native. Joe and he bonded right before the game. That was always good to see.
Actually, Roseau, Minnesota, initially, way up north.
There he is with a shot. Save! Fought off by Lundqvist. Tough shot.
He can shoot the puck. He's got a great shot. 245 pounds. He's big. And he said he worked on his release a little bit more in the offseason.
Byfuglien on the forecheck. Rangers with control. Gerdev controlling in the neutral zone.
Damn, first time in Madison Square Garden for a lot of these young Hawks players. When they got here this morning, they said everybody went straight to the ice surface first and started looking at the ceiling and looking around the building. New experience.
Chris Versteeg, number 32, puts it out in front. That was shot wide. Good chance by Jonathan Taves, but he missed the net.
Those are 2 pretty good chances they've had in the last minute or so. Byfuglien first, and then Taves.
Craig Adams on, number 28, with Jonathan Taves. And Andrew Ladd. There's Sopel. Puck pops in the air, bounces down along the boards. Korpikoski. Long shot went wide by Kalinin. Rangers keep in. Turnover, and the shot by Dawes was blocked. Sharp with a lead to Havlat. 2-on-1. Here's Sharp. Saved by Lundqvist. Beautiful play by the Hawks, and Lundqvist comes up with a big save.
Now Sharp started it off by blocking the shot in his own zone, and then ended up on the backhand. That was a tough save, a difficult save, and Lundqvist made it.
Byfuglien again, this time against Mark Stahl. Puts it out in front. Korpikoski there, couldn't control. Taken back by Naslund. Both teams with quick transition. Huet holds the puck. 9:13 to go, first period. Wade Redden has the goal.
Here's a look at our Panasonic digital replay. The Rangers attempt a shot here and blocked by Sharp, and away the Hawks go. Now Marty Havlat, beautiful little pass here, and great save, best save of the game right there for Henrik Lundqvist. And then just prior to that, Dustin Byfuglien, the big youngster with the quick wrist shot. And Hank has to make that save, and then Boros and Furish ends up with a little pushing and shoving in front of the Hawks bench.
Panasonic Viera Plasma TVs, proud sponsor of New York Rangers hockey.
One shot at one time, the shots were 5-1, now 6-4. The last 3 opportunities for Chicago have all been high quality.
Yeah, it looks like they've picked up their game a little bit. Giveaway by Drury, and he's tied up by Taves. Ladd has it knocked away. Shot by Duncan Keith is gloved by Lundqvist, and he holds on. Well, fans, tomorrow night, catch the season premiere of Hockey Night Live. Al Trotwig, who's out ill tonight, and hopefully he'll be back. And he'll break down the local hockey scene. MSG's panel of experts will get the inside scoop on your favorite team. News and notes from around the league. It's Hockey Night Live premiering tomorrow night after the Rangers game on MSG. Al, get better.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss games.
He does not.
And especially home openers.
It's a good 3-game test, isn't it?
We left him in Prague, and look what happens to him. Al. Got to take care of yourself.
We got tired of babysitting him anyway, didn't we?
I know.
We left it to his wife, Kathy.
Hopefully he'll be on board tomorrow night. Rangers and Flyers tomorrow night. Shot by Boros. Save, rebound. Save by Hue, and he bats it away.
Hue's left a couple of rebounds.
He has.
Now, that was a long shot. That was one you would think would be easy for the goaltender, but he left that rebound. And again, Rangers crashing the net.
Hue did not have a great preseason. I think, but Hobby Bullen, there's a guy who's the backup now.
Yeah, here's the shot, well out, and you can see him leave that rebound, and that was Roosevelt. The Rangers have really encouraged their defense to join the rush, stay up on the play, and that's what Roosevelt does here. Jumps on top of it, and Hue has to make a better second save than the first.
They put a lot of money into Cristobal Hue. They've got a lot of money tied up in Hobby Bullen. They'd love to unload that contract.
$12.3 million between the two of them. They tried to let Hobby Bullen make a deal in the Continental Hockey League in Russia, and they couldn't get a deal done there, so he's back with the Hawks. Went through waivers, has 1 year left on his contract at just under $7 million.
For a backup, huh? Yeah. Callahan was offside, and he's challenged along the boards by Jordan Hendry.
Now, both teams have come out feisty. Both teams.
Good.
And yeah, absolutely. That's one thing they like about this young team in Chicago. They say the team it's feisty, they're gutsy. Callahan again, remember he got in a fight earlier and doesn't back down at all. Dawes jumps in to help out. Thus far, this has been a very tight-knit Ranger team. And there's Nikolai Hobby Bullen. I said to him before the game, I said, I thought I was going to see you over in Europe. He said, well, I'm back here. He said, I'm happy. We'll just wait and see what happens.
2004, he led the Tampa Bay Lightning to the Stanley Cup Championship, parlayed that into a very rich contract with the Blackhawks, but he has not lived up to expectations of the Hawks.
No, I think this is the first year that Tampa Bay might have some goaltending since he left.
Yeah. Kalinin with a good check along the boards on Jack Skilly. Christopher Stieg. Rangers take it away. Kalinin sends out Betts. There's an open man, and the shot went wide. Chance for Dave Boland, and he missed the net.
They've missed the net a couple of times as well. Turnover by the Rangers. This Chicago team is quick. You've got to do the right thing with the puck, or they'll go the other way in a hurry.
Seabrook. Chased down by Ladd. He's hit by Mark Stahl. Taves checked by Mara. And Gomez with Stahl joining the play. Stahl just behind Naslund. Turned the other way. 2-on-1 Hawks. Andrew Ladd with Martin Havlat. Havlat to the net. That was a pass across, and a good job by Mara as he checked Ladd.
And Sam Havlat came back and made the defensive play in his own zone, lifting the stick, it looked like, from behind. on Marcus Naslund and then ended up with the chance down the other end. He probably should have taken the shot.
Rangers have been guilty of a few turnovers here in the last couple of minutes.
Now they've given up at least a couple of 2-on-1s here in the first period.
Zherdev gets it back from Dubinsky. Nice move, but he missed the net. Oh, what a move by Zherdev. There you see the skill level of Nick Zherdev. Byfuglien taking it deep. Roosevelt all over him. Patrick Kane. Byfuglien with a big hit on Roosevelt. This is going to be an icing. And though the clock says you could normally go to commercial, you can't on an icing this
New
year.
rule. Exactly. What ends up happening is that line doesn't get to rest. There's no rest. And so you've got to go right back down, and Zherdev means that they stay on the ice. Chicago can make a line change. That's one of the new rules in the league this year.
Adam Burish, number 37 on the face-off, University of Wisconsin star for 4 years, his second year in the NHL. A lot of youngsters on this Hawks team.
Yep.
Here's another icing on the Rangers. 5:20 to go, first period. Rangers with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Wade Redden.
Now the shots are 9-5. And here's a look at some of the new rules. All face-offs after a penalty are going to take place in the offensive zone, except after a goal at the end of the period. And then when the puck goes out of play off the crossbar or the post, the face-off's going to stay in the offensive zone.
Good tweaking of the rules, I think, Joe.
I think so.
That's played off the side of the net by Burish. Roosevelt able to move it up. Zherdev. He likes to control the puck, doesn't he?
He loves it. Give me the puck, it's mine. He's still learning, you know, he's still learning. Now he gets a chance to change. That was a long shift for him.
Dropped it off to Roosevelt and went to the bench. Hue plays it. Good play by Callahan. Just missed in front as it went by Dawes. Brent Seabrook. Hue stops play with 4:22 to go in the first period.
Yeah, the Rangers looked like they had a chance to make this a 2-0 game. Look at the defensive play coming up. 24 right there. Lifts the stick, turns and goes the other way. Rangers still lead it by 1. So second-year player Brandon Dubinsky is taking care of some of the new guys, including Aaron Goro. So on Tuesday night, he invites him over to his house to play PlayStation, the NHL on PlayStation. And so Voro says during the course of playing, he says, hey, why don't you put me on your line? So they did that on PlayStation. Voros goes on the line with Dubinsky. They show up at practice next day. Guess who's playing on his line?
It works, doesn't it?
I guess.
You think Tom Reddy called up and said, what are you doing, guys? And they suggested it. Nice save. Hue, late reaction, made the pad save.
They had a good laugh on Wednesday.
Oh, I bet. Knocked away from Taves. Kalinin takes over.
I'll say this about Brandon Dubinsky, Sam. For a second-year player, he is looking after the new guys on this team. Zherdev, he invites him over for dinner. They're going out. He's showing them the city. Doing a lot of things together.
Drury moves in, drops it off for Naslund. Naslund checked by Duncan Keith. Duncan Keith could be the solid man on defense for the Blackhawks.
He's a good player. Sam made the All-Star team last year. Was a plus 30 on this team. Can skate. He does a lot of things.
Havlat broken up by Gomez with Byfuglien all over him. Mark Stahl comes over. Mara checking Sharp. This is Byfuglien turning. Kicked ahead by Brian Campbell. Good job by Campbell. Kane gets it back to Campbell. And that's tipped into the corner. Byfuglien against Stahl. And Stahl with a good effort to clear the zone.
Now Stahl had a big job. He was wrestling with Byfuglien, who's 245 pounds in front of the net. Then had to go to the corner and then dove to clear the puck out of the zone. Nice job.
Rangers out shooting the Hawks 10-5. That one goes in. That went off the side of the net, followed by Patrick Kane. And the game is tied at 1. Great rush by Brian Campbell, setting it up.
That's why he was one of the most sought-after players when free agency started on the 1st. Here comes Campbell. His ability to skate the puck. Look at the moves. He'll get a shot, and then following up on the play after it hit the side of the net and right through the legs was Kane. Campbell again, skating, moving, handling the puck. Boy, he's a good offensive player. Had his best offensive year a year ago. And then Patrick Kane, the Rookie of the Year from a year ago, puts it in to tie the game at a goal apiece.
Patrick Kane had 21 goals last season, played every game for the Blackhawks last season.
That's something we haven't seen the Rangers do, allow someone to carry the puck up most of the length of the ice and be able to get that kind of a shot, no one pick up a second man.
They've been usually very, very good in the neutral zone. Stick save made by Lundqvist on the long shot by Chris Versteeg. Kane from Campbell at 17-18. Gerdev diving for the puck. Seabrook couldn't clear. Dubinsky playing it across. Girardi toward the net. It's blocked. And Jack Skilly brings it out. Across to Taves. Quick shot and a save by Lundqvist. Hawks picking up their game, and Taves and Kane very dangerous.
Now you can tell it doesn't take much for the Hawks to put themselves in the scoring position. Taves had 24 goals last year and finished 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting, and then was named as the captain in mid-July. Chicago is fired up about their Hawks.
Boy.
They haven't been for a long, long time. They are now.
Attendance is picked up. Season ticket sales picked up.
Way up, Sam. Up 300%.
Havlat shot blocked in front by Kalinin. Sopel playing it into the corner. Chased down by Ladd. Now Taves. Taves against Korpikoski. And Dawes able to bring it out. Tries to lead Callahan. Mara winds up. Shot blocked in front. Under a minute to go in the first period. Patrick Sharp sends it in. Game tied 1-1. Wade Redden scoring at 6:47. And then the game tied on the goal by Patrick Kane at 17-18. Played in front. Seabrook batted it away. Hawks looked like after several minutes of maybe being a little bit nervous, opening night jitters have settled in, and now it's become an even game.
I agree. I think the last 10 minutes the Hawks have been much, much better. The Rangers haven't been able to put quite as much pressure on UA as they did earlier in the game. And as we've seen in the last 10 minutes, I'm sure Tom Rennie will talk to his team about the defensive side of the game and too many 2-on-1s against and odd man rushes.
Drury against Sharp. The thing about Sharp last season, we were talking about him earlier, is he was moved from wing to center, and he actually did a nice job as a centerman. And he's still in that position as the second line center. Naslund. Crowd's gotten quiet. Drury taken down. Penalty call. Rangers' first power play of the game. Colin Fraser will go. I believe tripping was the call. And the Rangers, with 6.4 seconds to go in the period, get a power play.
Well, the quick pass and then the little move. And let's see where the stick is, right on the skates. Drury tries to get through over the blue line, then the stick on the skates, down he goes. And so we've got time for a quick face-off, and the Rangers can win it. They could get a shot, but more than likely they'll start the second period on the power play.
And John Ginone's special guest following the first period will be Laurie Korpikoski. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. Take a look at one of the new Rangers. Power play will carry over into the second period. We want to thank a couple of special guests who spent the period in the booth with us, assisting us, making sure we said everything right. Joe Hellman from Woodside, Queens. Thomas Smolens from Bohemia, Long Island. They were at the beer garden while we were in Prague. They were watching the game, and They won a chance to be with you, Joe, and they loved it.
How about that? But we appreciate them coming up. It was nice.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
So the Blackhawks and Rangers tied 1-1, end of one. Wade Redden scoring for the Rangers, his second of the season, and Patrick Kane for Chicago. Now here's John with Lori Korpikoski.
All right, Sam, thanks very much. Lori, your first real taste of an electric Garden atmosphere. Any nerves? What was it like for you?
Well, of course, first regular season game and home opener. A little nervous at the start, but it's a great crowd. It's loud, you know. You gotta love it.
Strength along the board seems to be your strength. What is your goal and what is your line's goal when your guys are on the ice?
Well, I think we just need to get on the forecheck and cycle the puck down low and work their D, and then get the puck on the net and score some dirty goals. But I think one of the keys is the speed. We have to keep a high tempo up.
All right, go get some rest.
Thank you.
Lori Korpikoski headed to the Ranger dressing room. When we come back, Dave will break down the highlights, and we'll have Harry Howell and Andy Bathgate.
Perfect day in New York in the 70s today. New York Rangers hockey brought to you in part by Canon, improving digital imaging at work, home, or play. Canon, image anywhere. And by Acura Advance. Rangers and Blackhawks, and the first of two meetings this season between these two teams. They'll meet in January in Chicago. Tied 1-1, end of one. We now rejoin John Giannone, and he's joined by Dave Maloney.
Right, Sam, thanks very much. Dave on the fly from the radio booth down here to the television. Not always as easy as it seems.
That's right.
Tied at 1 after 1. Your impressions of the first 20?
A very honest period, I thought. And let's not confuse the issue here. This Chicago Blackhawk team is a legitimate team. Their talent is young, and they are good. They go hard on the puck. So the Rangers get in trouble. It's always when you're turning it over. But I thought it was a fun period, great start. And why not do it a couple more times?
Highlight-worthy first period as well. A goal for each team. Rangers got on the board first, and it was a guy who they signed in the offseason to provide some power play prowess, but on 5-on-5 hockey, he also knows where to go to find the open puck in the open parts of the ice.
Well, I think the thing is, what the coaching staff and what this team believes in is getting the puck to the net. Get it to the net, go straight over the blue line, get it to the net, and look for stuff. And stuff enough for Wade Redden was his second one, and he buried it off a rebound. But it doesn't happen unless somebody goes straight to the net. Now, Redden starts the whole play by getting it over to Roosevelt. The puck is eventually going to get to Drury here. Now, he's looking for Naslund, but watch the right foot there, and then the stick. Bam! Short side, but it doesn't happen unless they get the offensive zone entry, get the puck to the net, and make something happen. I'll tell you, this is a great play by Brian Campbell. Watch him here, John. He comes around, and he banks it off the side of the net right there, and he finds Patrick Kane. That is a play, I honestly got it. Wayne Gretzky did that to me when he was playing for Edmonton, and he got Curry in the exact same spot in the exact same result, and I haven't seen it since then. That was a great play by Campbell and Kane, and we're tied at 1.
And looking almost Leachian going up the ice, Brian Leach, of course, being inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Did it strike you that perhaps Huey looked a little shaky, especially in rebound control?
It very much so, and I think the Rangers were aware of the fact, and they, you know, particularly for the first 15 minutes that period, they threw the puck on the net, knowing that Huey looked like he was struggling a little bit with it, with a good period, but the Rangers got to manage the turnovers. Watch the turnovers.
All right, track shoes on. You're headed back to the radio booth. We'll see you after 2. We've got plenty more to do in this first intermission of a 1-1 tie at the Garden. Back at the Garden, this game is brought to you in high definition by Panasonic, Viera Plasma TVs, proud sponsor of Rangers hockey. Well, on Monday, October 13th, the Rangers will host the Devils at the Garden. All fans attending the game will receive a free Rangers 2008-2009 magnetic schedule courtesy of Yana Water. This Monday at 7 p.m., the Rangers 08-09 magnetic schedule courtesy of Yana Water. We're back with a couple Ranger legends, Harry Howell and Andy Bathgate will join us next. 20 minutes in the books on Garden Ice. Rangers and Blackhawks tied at 1, and the night began in exciting fashion. The introductions and then the ceremonial puck drop with Adam Graves and with two Ranger legends, Harry Howell, Andy Bathgate, and together on February 22nd, 2009, these gentlemen will have their numbers retired right here at the Garden Rafters. Harry, how exciting is that going to be for you?
It's going to be very exciting since I haven't played here for about 40 years and didn't think it would ever happen. But I'm very pleased and honored that it's going to happen.
Andy, number 9 is going to go up, and it's going to have your name on it. What's that going to be like for you?
Well, I'm the last one of the 6 fellas who I competed against pretty well my whole career to get up there, and I'm very happy it's happened and very honored, to say the least.
When you're in the building on a night like tonight where you can sense and feel the emotion and the passion of the crowd, does it bring you back to your playing days in New York?
Yeah, well, I think they're a lot more passionate now. Boy, that's the greatest crowd you could ever have.
What do you think of when you think about your time in New York, Andy?
Well, we had to go every night, and we didn't really know what the ice was going to be like. Was a problem at that time because there were so many activities in the Garden at that time. So you went out and tested it, but once we got going, we got used to it, and you had to move the puck very quickly, especially early in the period.
That hasn't changed very much. It seems like that's what we saw tonight. A lot of quick puck movement from these guys.
Yeah.
And your feeling when you watch this Ranger team now, and just the thought that only a couple months from now you're going to look up at the Garden rafters and see that banner go up. I mean, you've seen other banner raising ceremonies where tears have flowed. Do you expect that kind of emotion?
I don't know. I'm going to have a lot of family down here, so I don't know what to expect really, but I'm looking forward to it, and it will be a great honor.
Andy?
I'm looking forward to it. To be sort of ending a decent career, and I really appreciate it because I think my grandchildren will really enjoy it very much.
When you talk to your grandchildren, both of you, about your career, what are the things that they want to know? What are the things you tell them?
Well, they're just getting old enough to really understand what we were doing when we were working for a living. And but one of my grandsons has quite a bit of potential, I think, anyway, and you may be hearing from him somewhere along the line, but it's just nice to be remembered after all these years. I never thought that it would ever go up, so
that would
it's
be
a
cool.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
So.
And how about you? When people ask you, your family asks you about your career?
Well, my grandson is a great follower. He's in his 20s now, and he's a great hockey fan, and he always wonders, when are you getting another sweater or jacket, Grandpa? I need a new one. But they're great kids. My grandchildren are super kids. One's a girl, one's a boy, but they're both hockey fans.
Number 3, Harry Howell. Number 9, Andy Bathgate. The numbers will go up February 22nd right here at the Garden. It'll be a monumental and emotional night, and it'll be the Rangers and Toronto Maple Leafs. Great to have you guys.
Thanks very much.
We'll be back in a moment right here on MSG.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by Panasonic Viera Plasma TVs, proud sponsor of Rangers hockey. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Rangers coming out of their locker room and heading for the ice. They will begin the second period on the power play. The game tied 1-1 as we head for the start of the second period. Now it's time for our trivia quiz, the Bacardi Trivia Quiz. Who holds the Rangers record for most goals against Chicago? Andy Bathgate, Camille Henry, or Rod Gilbert? To participate, text A, B, or C to MSGNY. That's 67469. So, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Bathgate, Henry, or Gilbert? Nice to see Andy Bathgate. What a great honor for a Hall of Famer. He said it'd be a nice finish to a decent career.
Yeah.
Decent career.
Just decent. Please.
One of the greats, Andy Bathgate, and Harry Howell, one of the greats. Just great to see them. And, of course, a guy who'll be joining us in just a few minutes, Adam Graves. He'll have his number 9 going up.
Both Adam and Rod Gilbert over in Europe.
Yes.
Came over with the team.
New York Rangers hockey is being brought to you by Budweiser, who thanks you for being a designated driver. Henrik Lundqvist faced 8 shots in the first period. Beaten on the rebound chance by Patrick Kane.
Made some good saves. Dave Maloney made a good point about the play Campbell made.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they gave him 8 years and about $60 million or so.
A lot of teams wanted him, and he chose to come halfway back. Of course, he played most of his career in Buffalo, went out to San Jose, and then comes back to Chicago. Rangers on the power play. Gomez, Drury, and Naslund, Roosevelt and Redden, and Duncan Keith able to clear it down. Keith and Seabrook on with Versteeg, number 32, and Dave Bolin, number 36. Naslund, who now has a point in each of the 3 Rangers games, had an assist on the goal by Wade Redden. Redden back for the puck. Roosevelt, nice pass. Drop to Gomez. Glove save, Huey. Nice play by the Rangers. Good save by Huey.
Yeah, the Rangers coming out of their own zone. They flood all 3 forwards to one side and then go to the weak side and back the other way. And now they've got some time, and Huey with a very good glove save. Good puck movement, good communication between Naslund and Gomez, and good glove save by Huey.
Nice pressure by Naslund. Keep in by Roosevelt. Looking for a lane. Goes to Naslund. Off the inboards to Gomez. Gomez working against Brent Sopel. Roosevelt, good hustle to keep in, but the puck taken off the boards and cleared all the way down by Jordan Hendry. 48 seconds to go on the power play. Dan Girardi has come on for the Rangers. Hawks take it away and clear down.
Yeah,
Rangers turn it.
You got to be careful of the Hawks. Second in the league last year in shorthanded goals, 17. They'll get aggressive. And is that not Denny Savard, their head coach?
Oh, yeah.
Get the puck. You get a chance to go on the offense. Go.
Hawks with good pressure forced a turnover. Now they change and the Rangers move up. Dubinsky, 18 seconds in the power play. Dubinsky, Zherdev, and Boros on. Boros working against Duncan Keith. Dubinsky. Girardi plays it to Mara. Dubinsky to Girardi. That's deflected off the glass. And the power play is over. Rangers had 1 shot on goal. Mara. That got through. It's saved through a screen by Huey. Boros in front, providing the screen. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play in the game. That pass from Lundqvist just missed connecting with Nigel Dawes.
They tried to get Chicago on the change. Of course, in the second period, both teams with the longer way to go to get to their benches.
Callahan. Knocked away by Sopel. Callaway has it back. He's bumped. Korpikoski working against Sopel. Now it's Korpikoski against Campbell. Dawes puts it in the corner. Good pressure by Callahan, forced a turnover, but the Hawks regain possession. Kane checked by Stahl. Good job by Mark Stahl.
Jam, it was a decisive play by Stahl. Kind of a little bit of a 2-on-1, and Stahl took that away right away by just going straight to Kane.
Kalinin carries deep. And Brian Campbell able to fire it out. Andrew Ladd falls down, and Kalinin's back to get it. And the Rangers move out quickly. Colton Orr's pass a little behind Freddie Sjustrom. Dustin Byfuglien driving to the net. One-hander save. Boy, he's strong.
Yeah, the Rangers are a little loose.
Yeah.
Little loose.
3:40 gone by in the second. Duncan Keith plays it back. Pace is really quick.
It is. You know, we talked about the defensive play Stahl made. Right after that, Roosevelt stopped the 2-on-1 by making the play. And then after that, it was Byfuglien that was able to get in close. And prior to that, the Rangers were on the power play. And watch Boros. We talked about him around the front of the net. That one hits his leg, so it doesn't get through to the goaltender, Huey. But this one does. Huey makes a good save, good position as that puck went through the legs. And then Stahl comes over and makes a defensive play on Kane before he can throw the puck to the middle where he had a teammate that was open. This Hawks team is quick.
Yep. Naslund tried to poke it past the defenseman Sopel, but Sopel did a good job keeping it in. Versteeg with a setup. That shot by Dave Bolin missed. Nice check on Jack Skilly by Wade Redden. 3 on 2 across. Gomez. Drury drives to the net. That may have gone off of Huey. May have gotten a little bit of a piece of it. Bolin. Now Sopel dumps it in.
Now Rennie's changed up his matchups too. He had been playing the Gomez line against the Taves line to start the game, and early on.
Huey did not get a piece of that last shot, by the way. Our eagle eyes down in the control room checked it out.
Hit the defenseman's stick. There's something on the way there.
Puck deflects off the Blackhawks bench. 4:44 gone by in the second.
Yeah. The Rangers end up going on this rush because Redden makes a good defensive play in his own zone. Gomez had come back to help out. Now he finds some little bit of room, and there's a quick wrist shot. No, just missed on the short side. Sam, the shot was so hard and so quick and so fast that no one could see it.
Way to cover for me. Dumped in by Voros. Duncan Keith. Good takeaway by Dubinsky. And Voros with a forecheck pressure. Nice play by Dubinsky. Shot by Boros. He scores! Forecheck pressure leading to the turnover. Aaron Boros with his first as a New York Ranger.
I think I saw this on PlayStation. All the hard work by this line, Sam, on the forecheck, taking the man. And there's the play by Dubinsky on Bolin, stealing the puck, and just gets it over to Boros. Boros started with the forecheck. He wouldn't give up. Quick on the puck, take the man, keep the play in the zone, and then puts himself back in the position, and look at the quick shot. He didn't waste time handling the puck. He took the shot right off the pass on the Dubinsky play, and the Rangers have the crowd back into it in a 2-1 lead.
And that's how you reward the coach for showing you the confidence in putting you up on the number 2 line. You come through like that, makes the coach look like a genius.
You know what it does? With his physicality, I think it gives Dubinsky a little bit more room on the ice to make plays.
Good point. Sherdev will get an assist, as will Dubinsky. Rangers have a 2-1 lead.
And Sherdev as well, I think, should start finding more room with Boros taking up a lot of that physical play.
Duncan Keith. Nice play coming back by Callahan. Tried to get it to Dawes, and Keith broke it up. Patrick Sharp moves in. And a good defensive play by Wade Redden. A little over 6 minutes gone by as the puck deflects into the Rangers bench. 6:13 gone by in the second period. Aaron Voros capitalizes on the strong forecheck. Dubinsky feeds him. Voros scores his first as a Ranger. They lead it 2-1.
Well, it's amazing. You know, they've kind of handpicked what they wanted out of players. You know, they went out and said, you know, we want, you know, this added, we wanted this subtracted, we want more of this, we want less of that, and you know, it's kind of, they filled in the piece of the puzzle, and it looks like a very good, good kind of group with all the integral parts of a good, strong team.
And the Rangers wanted his physical presence, and he's been just that.
Sam, we've talked about this. He's been a Ranger fan most of his life. It started with Mark Messier, and he had better offers to go other places, but wanted to come here to New York.
Callahan drives it, saved away. Redden goes after it and gets there. Callahan out in front. No goal.
Oh, Redden had the chance, and I don't know how he missed.
Deflected. It may have hit the outside of the net. Roosevelt breaks up the play, got tripped up, no call on the play. Havlat with a shot, save made.
No, there is a call. It's a late call, but I think it's the right call. The call was made, and Ladd, who ended up with the shot, is not arguing the call. It was a late call, but the right call. And you'll see the trip coming up right there, and that was Ladd who ended up with the puck. He'll end up making the play, and then there's a shot, a little bit of a delayed call, but it turned out to be the right one.
Andrew Ladd for tripping at 6:47. Rangers' second power play. Girardi and Mara at the points. The quick setup for Gerdev went wide, put out in front. That was Drury, not Gerdev on the shot. Drury on with Naslund and Gomez. Girardi and Mara. Good play by Versteeg. Rangers with a 2-1 lead. 12:40 to go here in the second.
Chicago, they like to put pressure on the puck carrier. The Rangers aren't getting a lot of time to make plays, even though they're on the power play. And that first player for Chicago likes to come back down. You'll see even now, a little swing by, a little bit of pressure.
Gomez. Drury brings it across. Gomez went deep. Duncan Keith blocked it. Mara. Through to Naslund, back for Gomez. Sokol picked him off. Roosevelt couldn't keep it in. Rangers' second power play of the game, 0 for 1. Hard around. Craig Adams playing it back. Adams in the corner gets it to Keith, and Duncan Keith sweeps it clear. All the way down.
And good pressure by Chicago all over the ice, making it difficult for the Rangers to get shots on this power play.
There's Gerdev carrying in. Finds Roosevelt. Redden to Gerdev. He shoots and it's blocked by Seabrook. And Seabrook tried to clear. That was blocked. Seabrook went down. Redden fakes, sets up Gerdev. Save away. Rebound loose. The scramble and the puck knocked away. And cleared out, and that will do it for the power play. So that last few seconds was a good moment for the Rangers.
And I think Boros on the rebound, it looked like he was going to get the rebound and got knocked down from behind just before he got to the puck.
Team's back at full strength. Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play in the game. Had one shot on goal on that last power play. Just under 11 minutes to go. Second period. Rangers leading 2-1. Nice move to the inside by Sharp. Here's Duncan Keith faking. Set up for Byfuglien, but he missed wide. Sharp behind the net. Stahl poking at it. Patrick Kane finds Duncan Keith for the drive. Save made by Lundqvist on a big slapper. Sokol plays it down low. Again the setup. Mark Stahl hurting. Long shot save made by Lundqvist. Good pressure by the Hawks. Kane again. Boy, he gets those passes through. Byfuglien with a shot off the side of the net.
Now they need a whistle. Mark Stahl was banged up on the play, now able to get to the bench.
Not for long. He's got to come back. It's an icing.
Unless they determine that he's hurt, then they can replace him. But Stahl was first defending behind the net, then went back to the front of the net and was there against Byfuglien, who's 33. There's the shot that was deflected, and then, he got the stick up high on the side of the head by Byfuglien as he was going down. Here's the stick. Ooh, right on the jaw. Left side of the face on the jaw. He was shaken up, got back up to his feet, and continued on.
And they've allowed him to stay on the bench for medical attention. Normally on icing, you cannot change players if you ice the puck. Ladd playing it back. Rangers with a 2-1 lead. Just under 10 minutes to go in the second period. And a whistle. The puck was out of the zone. The linesman on the play made the call offside Chicago. Adam Graves is going to join us when we come back. Rangers leading 2-1.
The New York Rangers are privileged to announce that Adam Graves will join this distinguished group of Rangers, and his number 9 is raised to the rafters.
That was one of the best looks I've ever seen by a guy who was shocked on Brian Leach night. Pretty good, huh?
It was that was the enormous weight that was dropped on my shoulders. I was just cringing.
Gotcha. Everybody in Rangerland said, gotcha, Adam. What a great feeling, though, to have the number 9 going up to the rafters this season?
You know, without question, and certainly coming from Brian, it made it even that much more special, if that's even possible.
Was dropping the puck give you a little, start thinking about it a little bit tonight?
A referee, I am not.
But nice to be with another number 9 and a Hall of Famer, Andy Bathgate.
Yeah, I said that to Mr. Bathgate and certainly to Mr. Howell, that it was so appropriate to have them on the ice, and what a privilege, and great to see them on the Garden ice.
Here's Jonathan Taves moving in, and Lundqvist makes the save. When you think about an honor like that, you have a family, your kids know that you played, but now they're going to see that number 9 up there forever in Madison Square Garden.
Well, I think in the certainly as a father and part of a family, it's a dream. I wish my dad was still around to see it, but it really hasn't sunk in. I'm still feeling extremely humbled by it, and although at the same time very, very excited.
Has it sunk in much yet with the rest of the family, with the kids?
You know what, the kids now, and especially in the last year, they are so excited. They watch the games with me now. My little guy's on the internet all the time listening to the goal song, and they're here tonight. You know, they want 10 goals. You know, they just love it.
Adam, being part of the organization, you're around everything. You're part of the community work. You're part of the working with the youngsters. What's your feeling as far as the organizational work you're doing?
Oh, it's much like when I played, Sam. It's a privilege, and to look out on the ice and see guys like Girardi and Dubinsky and young guys like that you've had the opportunity of working with, and seeing them out on the ice, and certainly whether you're wearing the jersey on the ice or you're here in the stands, you feel like you have ownership and part of the team, and that's what's so special about being in New York.
There's that line of Dubinsky, Zherdev, and Boros creating with some good physical play.
They've been good every time they've been on the ice, haven't they? What are your thoughts on the team thus far?
I really like the team, and obviously the start in Prague was excellent. But it's all about speed, puck possession, and pressuring the puck. And you saw that with Detroit last year, and you see that here. I mean,
Mark Stahl with a good chance. Another shot. Hughes stops on Boros, and we get a little after the whistle. And there's Boros stepping in on Buffalo.
That shot by Mark Stahl hit the shaft of the stick. I mean, that thing was labeled to go on the far side. How about talent? I mean, this kid has got an awful lot of talent, the Zherdev. He's still learning the game, but he has shown, I think, at least Gravy is involved, getting involved.
Well, you saw that play in the first period where he dragged it around the guy. He's got that special talent that you can't teach. And you look at that line, and even those two, Dubinsky and Zherdev, and 23 and 22 years of age. I mean, that's exciting. That's not even the Korpikoski line, you know, with Callahan. So, I mean, that kind of youth and energy on the ice is fantastic, and that's exactly what you want in today's game.
Adam, you came up with Detroit, then with Edmonton. You were on the kid line, the so-called kid line. When you look at the kids out in the league right now, what is the comparison?
They handle the puck a lot better.
Okay. Not much.
Yeah, and certainly speaking to the Rangers team, you see Nigel Dawes out here. You see guys like Stahl and Girardi and their development. The guys certainly handle the puck a lot better. You see this Taves 19 on Chicago and Kane 88. And I can remember seeing Kane 2 years ago in London in junior, and he reminded me of a Russian dancer, Barry. He's just so talented, and just the way he moved on his skates and elusive. He's a special player, and that's what's so great about the game. It's about those guys with special skills and allowing them to play.
And it's allowed the smaller players to contribute and be more of a factor these days. He was only 163 last year. He's 10 pounds heavier now.
Without question, when I think of him, I think of the awards banquet, being the young guy and the smile on his face last year, and just how young he is. You forget when you watch him on the ice like this, and much like you forget how young some of our younger guys are, and particularly you see a guy like Chris Drury, and to have those young guys and have a guy like that, and a guy like Gomez and a guy like Naslin to look to for leadership, that's the great part. That's the exciting part as an organization, to have those quality people, quality players leading the way for these young guys, so that they're going to gain those great habits and those great lessons early in their careers.
The great Adam Graves is with us here during the second period. His number 9. The young kids, there they go.
He crashed.
That's a face for the ages. 6.5 minutes to go. Second period, Rangers leading 2-1. Adam, what are your thoughts about Chris Drury being chosen as captain?
Outstanding choice. And we've talked about that, and everyone, it's well documented that you talk about Chris Drury and you say, well, you know, he might score 25 or 30 goals, and probably about 25 of them will be game breakers, game tires, game winners, important goals. And he carries himself like a gentleman, both with his teammates, with his family, and with the other players on the team, the staff. He's just that type of guy, and I think that his leadership qualities speak for themselves. He's an intelligent guy. He can say what needs to be said, but he also comes to play every night and puts his work boots on every practice. So that's what it's all about. And we're just, I know as an organization, proud to have him.
Hey, you know Wade Redden very well. Your thoughts on what you're seeing so far and his determination to be successful with the Rangers?
Well, he's a guy that certainly, I think, has always had an affinity for New York. I played with him in the World Championships back in '99, and he was a younger guy at the time. I can remember talking to him about how excited he was to play in the National Hockey League, and we kind of alluded to New York, and now to see him here. And he's a real calming force because he doesn't panic a lot. He's not one of those guys that herky-jerky. You look at him and say, oh, boy, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. He's always in the right spot, making the right play. That first pass is always excellent, and he subtly gets the job done. You've seen it in the first 3 games here, and I think as the year goes on, he's a real calming force back.
He's got a lot more intensity to his game than it looks like when you watch him, doesn't he?
Without question, he's a tough guy to play against. They had to play against him for 8 or 9 years, and he's always in good position, and I think you've seen that with the success he's had over the years. It's because of that. It's that hockey sense and that ability to make the right decisions on the ice all the time, and the quick pass where it's not flashy at times, but it gets the job done. It's difficult to play against.
4.5 minutes to go here in the second. Chance for Dubinsky. He scores! Has been outstanding.
Another defensive play at the blue line. The Rangers able to get the puck out of the zone, but watch, Boros will make a play right there. He's quick on the puck, forces the turnover, and Dubinsky was right on top of it. Dubinsky's finding a little bit of room with Boros on that wing. Good first outlet pass, and then the pressure. Pressure on the puck, turnover, Dubinsky ready to finish it, and the quick wrist shot makes it 3-1.
There's that play by Boros.
Look, he's on top of the puck in a hurry. And Brent Sopel has trouble handling it. Dubinsky finishes the play.
A goal and an assist for Brandon Dubinsky in the game. Rangers now have a 3-1 lead with 4:10 to go here in the second. Boy, it's interesting to watch a young player. You mentioned it, Adam, but he's grown up between rookie year last year and this year. He's matured so much.
No, he's come back, and he realizes what a privilege it is, and to have success in New York, and I think it's really motivated him as far as on a continual basis. He came in great shape, and he's playing with that energy, and you even saw it on the bench when you were giggling. That is what gives you success in today's game, is that excitement, that youthful energy. Which we see right now.
Paul Mara involved. That's your style of game, huh?
Well, yeah, you don't see it as much anymore, but it's always, you don't see anyone leaving to go to the concourse.
No. Paul Mara and Jack Skilly involved. And Brewer on the takedown. Adam, great to see you, as always. Great to have you around, and we can't wait for February 3rd when that number 9 goes up to the rafters.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Sam. Thank you very much, Joe.
IOTV presents the HD highlight of the game. Get the best HD experience free with IOTV.
Yeah, Rangers led it 2-1. Good job coming out of their own zone. The pressure by Boros, the turnover by Sopel, the quick shot by Dubinsky, the 3-1 Rangers lead just like that.
His second of the season. It's unassisted, but as Joe said, Boros with a big play to help make it happen. 15:36, the time of the goal. And that line of Dubinsky, Zherdev, and Boros has been outstanding for the Rangers. 3:40 to go, second period. That shot went wide by Sharp. Mara and Skilly get 5 minutes each for fighting at 16-16. Gomez looking for the puck. Penalty on Gomez. He pulled down Duncan Keith. They call it tripping. Gomez upset with a call.
Yeah, he's saying Duncan Keith, when he tried to stop and make the play, started to fall. You'll see Gomez, his stick close by, but I'm not sure he doesn't have a pretty good argument. Number 2 is Duncan Keith, as we show you our Panasonic digital replay, and there's Keith there. Let's see, well, you know what it was? It was their skates that came together more than anything. Duncan Keith started backing away, and it looked like their skates hit, and Keith went down.
Panasonic Vieira Plasma TVs, proud sponsor of Rangers hockey, bringing you the digital replay. Gomez for tripping at 16:35.
And Betts broke his stick, pardon me, Sam, off the face-off.
Hawks second power play 0 for 1. Sharp. Set up, big drive by Campbell. Save, rebound, save on Taves by Lundqvist.
And Betts took the risk of going to the bench when they were already down. It was a 5-on-3 momentarily until Drury could get on the ice.
Drury's on with Schustrom, Kalinin, and Girardi. Patrick Kane with Jonathan Taves and Patrick Sharp offside. Chicago.
That play surprised me, Sam. I mean, generally you stay in the zone. Even though you lose a stick, you stay in to defend. Betts loses a stick right away, but then decides to go to the bench. Very surprised with that move, because now it's a 5-on-3, and it forces Lundqvist to make some good saves before Drury can get into the play.
You know, when he saw Drury on the ice, standing and ready to leave the bench, I think that's when he made that decision.
Yeah, you've got to try and wait.
Yeah.
You know, to clear the zone first before you leave.
Dubinsky's on with Callahan. Callahan with a good check on Versteeg in the corner. This is Duncan Keith. The shot stick save by Lundqvist. Bufflin trying to keep it in. Good effort by Dubinsky. Boy, Dubinsky's playing well. Long shot by Callahan.
I mean, he knocked Bufflin, 245 pounds, knocked him off the puck, stole the puck, and then made the shorthanded play.
Bufflin drives it around the boards. 40 seconds to go in the Blackhawks power play. Whistle. Hand pass on Chicago. And play stops. Tomorrow on MSG, catch the latest Boomer Esiason show. Join Boomer as he talks football with Giants great and future Hall of Famer Michael Strahan. The Boomer Esiason show tomorrow, 3:30 on MSG. And don't forget, tomorrow at 6:30, we bring you New York Rangers hockey. Rangers at the Flyers.
Not getting easier, does it?
Oh, no. And then the Devils back home. Shot by Betts. Oh, what a save. Flashy glove save by Cristobal Huey.
Yeah, another turnover by the Chicago Blackhawks. They've had some turnovers that have led to problems. This is Kane that tries to thread it through on the backhand. Betts picked it up and he made the right play. Looked up, had players going to the net, and decided to let it go. And meanwhile, here's the play by Dubinsky. Watch him use his body, knocks Bufflin off the puck, takes it down. This is all shorthanded, and then sets up Gerdev for the shot.
Ryan Campbell, 15 seconds to go. Blackhawks power play. Kane gains the zone, sets it up. Campbell. Keith. Now Campbell to Duncan Keith. Looking at Girardi. Down low, Sharp centers, went by Taves. It's batted ahead and brought out. Team's back at full strength. Lead for Callahan, broke it up by Duncan Keith. Patrick Kane. Rangers with a 3-1 lead. 1:10 to go in the second period. Set up for Taves off the outside of the net. Wraparound try was blocked. Taves and Kane on together. Campbell shot deflected on the way in. Girardi clears it out.
He didn't want to ice it, and he took his time. Good play by Girardi. Took his time and put it off the board softly so that they could get a change.
Lundqvist keeps it moving. 2 goals by the Rangers here in the second period, giving them a 3-1 lead. And the puck out of the zone. Drury moves it ahead. Sopel moves it across.
You know, Sam, the Rangers picked up their pressure game just another notch. and started forcing Chicago into turnovers, and it led to both goals.
Fraser sending it around. Gomez in the corner against Bolin. Bolin's backhander intercepted by Redden. Redden has played a fine game on defense. He has been in good position. Buzzer sounds. They love it here at the Garden. They're on their feet cheering the Rangers. And Brandon Dubinsky with a hand in both second period goals. Aaron Voros broke the 1-1 tie, and then Dubinsky with the unassisted goal made it 3-1.
Sam, the line stood out every time they were on the ice. They stood out because of their physical play, forcing turnovers, Jerdev handling the puck, and then, of course, the 2 goals.
Time to check in with the Bacardi Trivia Quiz answer. Who holds the Rangers record for most goals against Chicago? The fans think Rod Gilbert by a 4% margin. And we go to John Gino, and the answer is Andy Bathgate. 55 goals. The great Andy Bathgate. John Gino is downstairs outside the Blackhawks locker room with Brian Campbell.
All right, Sam, thanks very much. One of the real elite offensive defensemen in the NHL. Your impression of the first 2 periods of your season?
First period, we're all right. That period, we started swinging a little sloppy, so we got to get in harder on the forecheck and start producing that way.
You had a choice of going wherever you wanted. Tell the fans why Chicago.
It's a great city. It's a great hockey town, a great sports town. Organization wants to do everything to win. And it's a young team that's on the rise, and everything pointed there.
Take us through the hand you had in the first period goal, and I wonder from you, how deliberate was it of you, how intentional to bank it off the net?
Yeah, I couldn't get a shot on there, and honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I did bank it off the net on purpose behind the goal line there, but a lot of times you do things and it's not on purpose, but that one I knew I had 2 forwards coming on the left side there.
Takes a lot of little things to score goals in the NHL. What are the little things you'd like to see your team do better in the third?
Forecheck comes down to that. We're not getting in. We're not creating turnovers, and then we're making mistakes and causing them to score. So we got to settle down and get out there and get going here.
Brian, thanks.
Thank you.
Brian Campbell off to the dressing room. Periods 2 and 3. When we come back, we'll talk to a couple members of really the fabric that makes Ranger hockey. We'll back in a moment.
Welcome back. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by Canon, improving digital imaging at work, home, or play. Canon, image anywhere. And by Emblem Health, the plan that works. Now we go to John Giannone, who's got a couple of very special guests. John, take it away.
Yes, and they really are. This is the Carswell family, and you don't have to go very far in the Garden to find families just like this, where Ranger blood runs through them. It spans generations. In fact, it predates this building that we're in right now. And to my near left is Lois Carswell and Bob Carswell to my far left. And these people have been coming to Ranger games for a long time. Lois, tell us how long.
Well, for certainly more than 50 years, because we went when we were dating to the old Madison Square Garden. Wow. And then we started to get season tickets in 1958. And we had seats, the best seats in the house. We were in the first row behind the press box. We would hang our coats in the press box, put our lunch on the little ledge that we had in front of us. We were a group of fans. We all knew each other's families. We got to know each other and everything. And then when we moved to the Garden here, my husband worked for NBC, and he knew the general manager who was in charge of the seats and designing here. So he came before the building was finished, and he picked out the seats that he thought
Connections are a beautiful thing.
Connections are wonderful. On a price-performance basis, he thought these were the best seats.
Beautiful. Yeah. Now, you've probably been coming here since almost before you could remember.
Yeah, my first game, I was 5 or 6 years old. It was great. I mean, I've been a Ranger fan since as long back as I can remember.
And your dad, Donald, has been really the patriarch and the longtime season ticket holder. Here he is. Your memories of coming here with him. Yeah, that picture was taken when you started letting us skate on the ice as season ticket holders. That's my son and my wife and myself and my father there. And he was very happy when you allowed us to do that. That was great. That was a lot of fun. I see you have Rod Gilbert's autograph.
Yes.
Is he one of your favorite players in all the time?
Oh, yes. Well, my first favorite player was Andy Bathgate, and I cried when they traded Andy Bathgate. That was heartbreaking. But then Hadfield, Gilbert, and Rattel, I mean, we just loved them. Everybody in the family loved them.
Absolutely. The gag line was, you know, it's history.
Yes.
Well, it's a beautiful thing that you get to share the same studio that only in the first period intermission, Andy Bathgate was right here. That's a perfect way to capture
it was wonderful. And Harry Howell was another one of our favorites. And we named our first dog for Harry Howell.
He'll be happy to know that.
We told him tonight, actually. He took it very well.
Louis Carswell, Bob Carswell, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the Rangers as you have for a good long time. We have plenty more to come between periods 2 and 3. That's what makes a Ranger fan, folks. We're back. If you're looking for Rangers tickets, you can find individual October game tickets at NewYorkRangers.com or MSGTicketExchange.com. It's where you can purchase tickets directly from Rangers season ticket holders. 3-1 Rangers after 2 periods of play. Dave Maloney joins us to break down second period highlights and more when we come back. Rangers with second period goals from Voros and Dubinsky. They lead the Blackhawks 3-1 in the Garden opener of the 08-09 season. Dave Maloney back on board. And we talked in the pregame about that supposed next level that players achieve. And again, Brandon Dubinsky showing a next level.
Well, let's not get too far ahead, John, in all honesty, but you have to be very, very pleased with the evolution of Brandon Dubinsky in his sophomore season. He came to camp prepared to be a factor. You know, he was the only guy that could play with the captain last year, and that kind of arrogance that he has, and it's not an offensive thing by any stretch of the imagination, is going to make him a very effective New York Ranger. And in all honesty, he's kind of the ringleader of this young crew here. And boy, he was good in that second period, wasn't he?
When a player in any sport gets a promotion from his head coach, he always wants to make that head coach look good and pay instant dividends. Aaron Voros did that in the second period alone, didn't he?
Well, a couple of things about Voros that have been very, very evident from day one is his willingness to go to the areas of the ice that there haven't been enough of that traffic there in the years before. In all honesty, we take a look at him here. This is going to be this is going to be Brewerish here. Brewerish, I want a piece here. I said, you know what? Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. Maybe we'll get back at it. But I got some business to do here, and the business is going to be creating things in the offensive zone. And that's for us. But talk about the areas of the ice he goes to. We're going to plant it in front. That goes off his right leg. Now, in all honesty, Sean Avery used to go there too. But this guy's a bigger body. He's going to command more of a presence because of his size. Great forecheck here. He starts the forecheck. And now this puck is going to kind of dangle around. Who's going to get it? He's going to sneak in. You know what? I'm going to get it. I started it. I'm going to finish it. And that's Voros. How about that Green Bay Packer kind of thing into the glass? And now and he creates this goal right here by going on Sopel. If he doesn't go to Sopel, Sopel is then allowed to decide what to do with the puck. Well, because he's there, that creates the opportunity for Dubinsky. Bang, 3-1. You know, goal and a helper, not a bad period. You know, 2 Alaska guys rolling around there like there's a couple of Cub Bears after that goal.
Could you imagine if you could do a Lambeau leap in hockey? Exactly. What that would be like? Jumping into the Garden crowd with skates on?
Exactly. I'm telling you, he might be the candidate to do it. Aaron Voros, he's excited to be here, and it was a great second period of hockey.
We will hear from you after the game. 20 minutes left, or maybe more, depending on what happens. Rangers have a 2-goal lead. 3-1 after 2 periods of play. Back with more from the Garden in a moment.
Welcome back to New York Rangers hockey, brought to you in part by Bridgestone, the official tire of the NHL. And as we play hockey here at Madison Square Garden, 2 of the greatest New York Rangers of all time, plus 2 other greats in hockey, Mike Richter, Brian Leetch, Fred Hull, and Cammy Granato are being inducted into the United States Hockey Hall of Fame in ceremonies taking place in Denver, Colorado. All 4 richly deserving of the honor. They have meant so much to U.S. hockey. You just can't underestimate what they've done, the way they've performed as athletes, what they've done to promote the sport on and off the ice. And just want to remind you that my interview with Brian Leetch and Mike Richter on their induction, which we had earlier this evening, will be part of the Infinity Rangers postgame show.
Boy, that's quite the class, isn't it?
Oh.
Those 4 going in and everything they've done for the game.
You think of, is there anyone more synonymous with women's hockey in the United States than Cammy Granato?
No.
Who grew up in such a great family of hockey. And of course, Fred Hull, one of the greatest scorers of all time. And then the 2 great Rangers, Brian Leetch and Mike Richter, who've been involved in USA hockey since they were little kids.
No, they're 4 of the greatest players that have ever played this game. Plain and simple.
Yeah, just wonderful people. So now we head for the third period, and the Rangers have a 3-1 lead.
He's been good again, hasn't he? And then with a 1 goal.
Very solid start to the season.
Off the side of the net, but he has just been superb.
And interesting to hear Brian Campbell tell John Giannone that he banked that off the side of the net purposely because he knew he had the 2 forwards coming behind him.
That takes talent, because remember, that's rounded. You've got to hit the net in the perfect spot in order to get the perfect carom to your teammate. Marcus Naslund now has points in 3 straight to start the season. And that guy, Sam, you mentioned at the end of the second period, he has been superb. Wade Redden's been just excellent in this game. Moving the puck, has a goal, making defensive plays. The stick always in the right position. Now the Rangers need a big third period. Remember, they're playing against a team that knows how to score goals.
Underway in the third, Redden back for the puck. Redden and Roosevelt. Drury, Gomez, and Naslund up front. Gomez moves around Duncan Keith. In front for Naslund. It was broken up. Shot by Redden, missed the net. He had an opening. Shot by Naslund, deflects wide. Good start by the Rangers. Puck brought out by Jonathan Taves. Taves with Havlat and Versteeg. Versteeg got taken down by Redden, and that was seen by the outside official. It's an interference call on Wade Redden.
You know, and Redden made what looked like a simple play to start coming out of his own zone that led to a lot of the Ranger pressure, then ends up with the penalty. But watch his first pass. Here it is, right on the tape. And now Drury doesn't even have to stop. It's just right on his tape. Puck's not bouncing, and it leads to this rush and this chance and then pressure, and then right in front of the net, right there is where Redden takes the penalty. And so Chicago, an early power play here in the third.
Blackhawks' third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2 with 2 shots. Patrick Kane double team, forced a turnover, and the Rangers clear. Schustrom and Betts for the Rangers with Girardi and Kalinin. To start the penalty kill, aggressive play by Betts. Forced another turnover, and Schustrom sends it down.
Boy, these are quick shifts. Look at that, 20 seconds they were out on the ice. Tom Rennie's got so many penalty killers up front that he trusts that they can just take quick shifts and get off the ice for fresh players.
Yeah, what you said before, he's been happy with everyone, and he feels that he's got 4 pairs that he can roll out there. Here's Drury and Gomez.
And now they're out there for about 20 seconds. Now 50 seconds has elapsed, and this is the third pair of forwards for the Rangers on the ice.
Dubinsky took it away from Kane, but a nice play by Andrew Ladd to keep it in. Versteeg's pass off the skate. Stahl reverses, and Roosevelt's got room.
Oh, he's got good communication, and look at this.
Nice pass. Callahan fake, shoots wide.
Sam, great communication behind the net that allowed Stahl to kind of throw a blind pass only because Roosevelt, I'm sure, yelled to him that he was open behind the net. It led to the long pass and the shorthanded chance.
Around the boards, Bufflin sends it deep for Dave Boland. Dubinsky takes over, and down the ice it goes. Schustrom trying to get there. He does. And he's checked by Bufflin. Moves in front and swept it just wide. Tricky play by Fred Schustrom.
Somebody wants to stay in the lineup. What an effort.
And it draws a cheer from the crowd, despite the fact that he didn't finish. Puck is sent into the Rangers bench, and the faceoff stays in the Rangers zone.
Yeah, and watch him. Here's Stahl. He's got a little pressure, and then just a soft little dump pass behind the net. He was able to take a quick look, but you know, again, Roosevelt was back there for him, gave him the out, and that led to the shorthanded chance by Callahan. And then Schustrom gets on the ice, knocks it out of midair, and then he's got that speed, and he's got strength, and just won't quit on the play, and just misses on the wraparound. Tough decisions for Tom Rennie as to who plays up front.
Yes, sir. Stepping up, shot by Seabrook, missed the net. Team's back at full strength, and Chicago did not have a shot on goal on that power play. Rangers penalty kill 3 for 3 in the game.
Seabrook pulls back.
Boy, what a chance for Seabrook. Rangers made a mistake, and Seabrook was able to walk in all alone and miss the net.
First of 6 games in 9 nights for the Rangers. At Philadelphia tomorrow night, and then back home against the Devils Monday night. Buffalo here Wednesday, Toronto here Friday, and the Rangers at Detroit Saturday. That's a lot of hockey. Patrick Sharp. Nice pass, but Buffalo missed the net. Chicago's had good chances, but they've missed the net a lot. Sopel's pass tipped into the corner.
You're right, Sam. I mean, from 20 feet out in front of the net, they've missed the net. Taves in the first period had a great chance that missed.
That puck was tipped coming out of the zone. 3:40 gone by, third period. Rangers a 3-1 lead. Nice play by Callahan. Stepped in front of Bufflin. Saved by Huet, and he covers up. Tomorrow night on MSG, the Rangers head to Philadelphia, their first divisional battle of the season. Pre-game coverage at 6:30. The action at 7. Rangers and Flyers tomorrow night on MSG. John Giannone and Joe Micheletti will call the action. Hockey Night Live debuts tomorrow night following Rangers hockey with Al Trotwig. Hopefully Al will recover. He's been ill, and we're sorry that he's sick and missed the home opener. We miss Al.
It's not like Al to not be here.
Roosevelt to Korpikoski. Winds up. Big drive is blocked. And the Rangers were offside on the play. 4:12 gone by. Blackhawks yet to get a shot on goal here in the third. Lauri Korpikoski, boy, he's very mature, Joe. He doesn't seem to be in awe of the surroundings.
Sam, he's so much more confident in his game than he has been before. He's stronger, and you know, it's these young players that have allowed the coaching staff to make these changes with their line to move Drury to wing because of Korpikoski's play and because of Dubinsky.
Campbell carried the puck deep again. Sets up Sopel. Back to Campbell. Sopel off the corner boards. And Schustrom able to hustle there and send it down, but it'll be an icing on the Rangers. Back they go for the face-off in the Rangers zone.
Tom Rennie, you can just tell by the look on his face, he knows there's still plenty of work to do in this game. He's got an awful lot of respect for Chicago and their players and the way they play the game and their ability to score goals. So he knows that 15-16 is a lot left here in the third period, even though there's a 2-goal lead.
Colton Orr playing it off the boards, kept in by Seabrook. And it's dumped down by Orr. Rangers change. Sharp. Gloved by Lundqvist, and he holds on. Last night was a big night in Detroit. They raised the Stanley Cup banner. Look at those greats on the ice. Teddy Lindsay and Gordie Howe, and they're the Stanley Cup champions watching the big banner go up. The Detroit Red Wings.
And one of those people was Ron Wilson's uncle that won a Stanley Cup back in '54, I believe it is, for Detroit. And Ron Wilson's the head coach of Toronto and spoiled the night for his uncle.
How about the Leafs? They worked hard for that 3-2 win.
They really did. Not many people are giving the Leafs much of a chance to do anything, but I'll tell you what, they walked in there and they just kept on working and working and working and found a way to win.
I like what Ron Wilson has done. He's underplayed it, played everything. You know, oh no, we won't. I don't even think we'll make the playoffs. He is downplaying everything, lowering expectations, and they've worked hard, and they were ready to go last night. And that Vesa Tuskala, that they had a terrific game. Here's Dubinsky with a goal and an assist. Driving in on Brent Seabrook. Strong on the puck, double team. Good play by Dubinsky. Zherdev against Seabrook. Now they cycle. Dubinsky bumped by Taves. Fans wanted a call. Looked like Taves may have held him a little bit. 6 minutes into the third period. 3-1 Rangers. Stahl goes deep against Brian Campbell. And Naslund was able to keep it in momentarily.
Another good shift by that line of Dubinsky. Boy, they get the puck down low and
give away, but Andrew Ladd couldn't make anything happen.
It took a funny bounce off the glass, Sam, and started going around, and then it just hit a stanchion in the glass and came straight to the front of the net.
Roosevelt try to thread it through to Naslund. Deflected out in front. Good effort by Marcus Naslund. Lead to Skilly. Jack Skilly with a shot saved by Lundqvist. Sharp almost took it away. Good hit by Ladd. Knocked down Redden.
Yeah, Redden made two good plays though, with a bouncing puck. Used his skate.
Patrick Kane and went wide with a shot. Once again, the Hawks missing the net. But here they've kept the pressure on. And they score! Duncan Keith off the feed from Dustin Byfuglien. And the Rangers lead is cut to 3-2.
Yeah, that's right. Pressure. They keep the pressure on, and Keith with the quick wrist shot. Still plenty of time to go in this game. Our replay, the Cannon. Here's a look from the Cannon goal cam on what happened on the play. Chicago with pressure on the forecheck, and Dustin Byfuglien. You know, he said before the game, he said one of the things that he really worked on this summer too, he wants to be able to make more plays from the wing, and that was a good one.
Improving digital imaging at work, home or play. Cannon, image anywhere with a gold cam look at the Hawks' second goal of the game. Duncan Keith getting it. Callahan's shot deflected. Korpikoski chases down. And once again, a one-goal game. Patrick Kane. Byfuglien with a nice play. Taves. Now it's Taves, Kane, and Byfuglien together. Kane heads for the bench for a change.
That's not the way it started.
Give away. Here's Betts moving in. Shot blocked. Brent Sopel with a block and able to clear it out. Keith got the goal from Byfuglien and Sharp at 7:13. Betts again. Saved by Huey, and he holds on. 8:07 gone by in the third. It's a one-goal game. Getting nasty. In 1994, as the Rangers made their run to the Stanley Cup, there were several players that were sitting out. As you see, one of them was Eddie O, the great Edzo, Ed Olczyk. There's Phil Bourque, and afterwards they celebrated with their teammates with a Stanley Cup. They worked hard in practice, and it was the old heave-ho, heave-ho. There's the great Edzo on Chicago Blackhawks television. A terrific guy, had an outstanding NHL career, and
he was a good player.
Teammate.
He was a good teammate, good player for a long time.
If you're looking for the New York Knicks tonight, by the way, they are on MSG2 preseason basketball in Philadelphia. Knicks and the 76ers. Wanted to let you know that as a programming note. Right here, the Rangers with a 3-2 lead, 11:25 to go in the third period. And you know, getting back to there's a stuff-in try-save made by Lundqvist. Chicago dangerous down low. Shot by Seabrook, saved by Lundqvist. Hawks have picked up their game.
Oh, they're good on the forecheck. Remember what Brian Campbell was saying in between periods to John Giannone. We got a forecheck better than they have here in the third.
Drury able to chip it clear. So the Hawks, who hadn't had a shot in the first 4.5 minutes of this period, have picked it up. Here's a lead for Boros with Chicago changing. Shot blocked as he took some time to get it off. Sopel ties up Boros. Kane against Zherdev. Fans trying to get into it with a Let's Go Rangers chant. Good play by the Rangers to turn it over. Here's Zherdev. He scores! He was calling for the puck. He got it. and he made it happen.
Guess who made the play? Brandon Dubinsky in the neutral zone. Watch him make it right there. Stops it with his skate, then turns around and feeds Voros, who then finds Zherdev in the open, and Zherdev buries it. But Dubinsky again with the defensive play right there, steals it in the neutral zone, finds Voros, and quickly the Rangers go the other way. And here's the talent of Zherdev. Gets in the open, Voros finds him. This line has been dominant.
First 2 points is a New York Ranger. He had an assist earlier, and now a goal is first for the Rangers, and it's a 2-goal lead again for the Rangers, 4-2. And that line has been outstanding tonight. Zherdev gets the goal from Voros and Dubinsky at 9:33. That line has 7 points. Lundqvist stopping Seabrook's shot. Zherdev a goal and an assist. Voros a goal and an assist. Dubinsky a goal and 2 assists.
And Dubinsky has set up all these plays with his defensive work. They've come when Chicago's had the puck.
In deep, Havlat, he stopped. Sokol was pinching in. Havlat throws it to the net. Saved by Lundqvist, and he holds it. Things settle down. Nick Zherdev. Oh, that's a good feeling for the young man. And Aaron Voros has had a big night. That whole line has been superb.
Here's a look at our Panasonic digital replay. Watch the work of Nick Zherdev. Look at the work. Stays with Kane, forces him into the pass here, and then there's the perfect defensive positioning of Dubinsky. Gets it, turns it over, and then Zherdev, you see him pound it on the ice with his stick. He wants the puck, and then buries it to regain the 2-goal lead for the Rangers.
Panasonic Viera Plasma TVs, proud sponsor of Rangers hockey. Rangers only 3 shots on goal here in the third period, but that one by Zherdev a beauty, and the Rangers have a 4-2 lead.
That line right back on the ice for Tom Rennie.
Kane behind the net, checked by Stahl. Stays with it. Stahl stays with him. Bufflin's pass. Campbell with a drive. Saved by Lundqvist. Blackhawks are now out shooting the Rangers 26-25. As they've picked up their game here in the third period. That's their 8th shot on goal here in the third period. So only 3 for the Rangers. This would have been an icing, but it went on goal, and Huet steers it around. 8:45 to go in the third. Rangers led by the line of Dubinsky, Voros, and Zherdev have a 4-2 lead. That line with 3 of the 4 Rangers goals. Wade Redden has the other one. Lead to Naslund. He's got Roosevelt on the right side, but it was broken up by Seabrook. Brought in deep by Havlat. Save made. Tough shot. And Lundqvist did a good job squeezing it.
Havlat ended up with the chance going down the wing. Turnover by the Rangers in the neutral zone, and here comes Havlat. Highly talented player. A quick wrist shot. Lundqvist knew he had it someplace, or at least thought he did. And he did.
Yeah. He didn't move around. He just made sure he had it and didn't move till the whistle blew. Havlat, who started his career in Ottawa with 5 seasons, has had injuries the last couple. If he can stay healthy, he is an outstanding forward. Good steal by Betts. He stole it on the line and kept it in. Dave Boland. Under 8 minutes to go in the third period.
A good hockey game, huh, Sam?
Yeah, real good.
Really good pace to this game.
Nice lead to Jack Skilly. Save made by Lundqvist.
I tell you what, that's Chicago. They moved the puck quickly.
Quick.
You know, we talked about the Rangers and their up-tempo game. Chicago's pretty good.
And the games we watched last night, Joe, that's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Up-tempo, quick transition. Vancouver was like that. San Jose was like that. Good play by Callahan. 7:10 to go here in the third. Rangers with a 2-goal lead. Callahan to Dawes. Dubinsky is on as the Rangers start a line change. Campbell. That went by everybody, and it's an icing. 6:47 to go here in the third period.
The Rangers will be able to make a change if they decide. And meanwhile, another save by Lundqvist. Skilly with the quick shot. Lundqvist, a good save, and then gets a little help on the rebound. Another strong game for Henrik Lundqvist.
A lot more action in this game that he saw in the first two games.
Yes. Well, there were longer stretches in those first two games where he'd go without a shot. He'd have to keep his mental focus, his mental toughness, waiting for the next opportunity. But this one's been more on a regular basis, the shots against him.
Giveaway to Dubinsky. Fired toward the net. Yue made a save. Rangers digging. Puck still loose. Boros after it.
Yue kept his right pad on the ice, and that stopped a couple of more chances.
Dubinsky knocked down Bufflin again. Second hit on the big guy. Campbell dumps it in. The Rangers are back. Stahl under pressure. Puck off the side of the net. Havlat looking for it. Betts able to move it up to Schustrom. He gets knocked down by Seabrook. Roosevelt to Betts. Colton Orr takes it deep against Brent Sopel. Rangers changing. Orr maintains possession. Good play by Colton Orr.
I'll tell you what, Colton Orr made himself a better hockey player in the offseason.
Fans appreciate what he did.
He worked awfully hard from late June until now to make himself a better skater, better puck handler, better shooter.
Played across. That shot was blocked. Roosevelt able to get it to Korpikoski, and Dawes able to move it out.
Not many whistles in this game. The play is kept up. The pace is kept up.
Takeaway by Jack Skilly, and he was stopped by Kalinin. Campbell moves it up. Boland to Skilly. Skilly moves in on Kalinin, who stays with him and takes it away. Nice play by Kalinin. Callahan. Dubinsky on. Callahan takes it deep. Duncan Keith stays with him, then he gets knocked down by Brian Campbell. 4:40 to go in the third. Rangers with a 4-2 lead.
Dubinsky, I mean, he has just been relentless every time he's on the ice.
He's been the best player on the ice.
I mean, there's no question, Sam.
Nice play by Mara and Dubinsky.
Another defensive play, and he ends up with the puck. This has been one of those games where you just show put all of his shifts on a clip.
Now, if he can do that on a nightly basis, they've got a star.
Sam, he'll be in the All-Star game. He'll be the MVP of the league. There'll be a lot of things. That's how well he's played in this one.
4 minutes to go here in the third.
Plus-minus leader. Maybe the Lady Bing. He hasn't taken a penalty, has he?
Oh, every once in a while he takes one of those. You know he likes to get involved physically. He doesn't shy away from that. Naslund. Gomez against Duncan Keith. Set up to Drury. Hit the outside of the net. Keith. Rangers skating well. You can hear the applause for the Rangers because they've kept up that brisk skating pace throughout the game.
They haven't changed their style with a lead.
Nice.
They like to keep attacking, like to keep putting the pressure on in the offensive zone.
Redden made a good effort deep in his own zone. Falling down, he got the puck up ahead, and the Rangers got out of the zone.
It was appreciated.
That's an icing on the Blackhawks. 2:55 remaining in the third period.
Sam, I'm still having trouble with one name that Chicago added to their franchise in their organization in the offseason. That's Scotty Bowman. They hired him as a senior advisor to the hockey department. He still kind of seems like a Red Wing kind of guy.
Yeah, you're right about that. Tonight at 10 o'clock. It's MSGNY, presented by ChevyOffers.com and hosted by Tina Servasio and Deb Placey. They've got the Rangers, Devils playing the Islanders. They've got Knicks coverage, and Ryan Leach and Mike Richter inducted into U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. We've got a penalty called, slashing call. We'll step out, 2:47 to go, third period, Rangers leading.
Andrew Ladd of Chicago and Blair Betts chasing the puck on the right side, and watch the stick coming up. It'll happen right there. That's a slash by Ladd. So 2:47 to go. Rangers 2-goal lead and back on the power play.
They are 0 for 2 on the power play. Andrew Ladd looking up. And not what Chicago needed at this stage. For the Rangers, they'll be very happy to be up a man in the late stages here. With a 2-goal lead, Drury wins the draw. Drury, Gomez, and Naslund with Redden and Roosevelt for the power play. Roosevelt. Patrick Sharp is on number 10. Watch him along with Taves for Chicago. They'll be looking to break down shorthanded. And here they go. Sopel.
They do it well.
Sharp on the right. Quick shot knocked away by Lundqvist. Rebound chip batted away by Lundqvist. Gomez. Roosevelt. Sopel pressured by Naslund. And Boland moves it ahead to Kane. Gomez does a good job on Patrick Kane. And they lost it to Kane. Rangers got careless.
Oh, he's good, isn't he?
And Kane almost had one. Lundqvist made a good save.
He's not very big, but he's good with the stick. He's got great hands.
Drury tried to play it across and went off of Naslund. Here's Drury again. Open man, Girardi. Now Drury with a drive. That went off of Campbell.
Kane's way out in the neutral zone. He's leaving a 5-on-3 against, and he's staying out by the red line.
He's hanging.
He's hanging out there. He's hoping the Rangers forget about him.
Shot by Girardi got through. Huey makes the save with Drury screening in front.
Now Kane just stayed out in the neutral zone. It was a 5-on-3 for the Rangers. And here's the chance he has prior to that. Watch the stick. Right there, and then the quick shot. Talented young player, first overall pick a couple of years ago. And then while this was going on, you see the 3 white jerseys there? The 4th white jersey was Kane. He was out in the neutral zone waiting for a breakaway.
Nice screen by Drury, nice save by Huey. Time running out, Rangers missed it on the rebound. Just went wide by Zherdev. 1:10 to go. Here in the third period, Rangers leading 4-2.
You know, Sam, it seems like a Denny Savard idea to me.
Yeah.
Leave the 5-on-3. You're down by 2 goals late in the game, and hope that maybe they miss the net, comes around, you get a breakaway, and all of a sudden you're within a goal.
Yeah.
Why not?
Fans cheering, under a minute to go. Power play about to end. Teams back at full strength. 45 seconds to go. Rangers up by 2. Zherdev against Duncan Keith. Boros there. This is the line for the Rangers. It's been the best one all night. Boros. Chant of "Let's go Rangers" up from the crowd with 30 seconds to go. Out comes Ladd. Huey goes to the bench. Blackhawks net is empty. Lundqvist makes a save. Rangers play it. Dubinsky had it deflected. Sharp hit by Dubinsky. 15 seconds to go. They are on their feet and cheering the Rangers at the Garden with 5 seconds to go. Shot by Sharp is blocked, and the Rangers win their home opener. That's an interesting note. 3-0 for the first time since 1989-90.
Sam, a lot of times these home openers, with all the fanfare and everything that goes on, they're not easy to play. Detroit found that out last night with the banner raising, and the Rangers got off to a good start in this game. found a way, and when Chicago kept coming back, the Rangers kept responding. They kept responding, and I think they fed off the energy of the crowd, and they got some magnificent individual performances led by that man right there, Dubinsky.
And this tradition continues. The salute to the crowd, and they love it here at the Garden. 30 saves for Henrik Lundqvist, as he is 3-0 and has given up 4 goals in 3 games. Another outstanding effort, but what a night for the line of Dubinsky, Voros, and Zherdev. They were just awesome.
They did so many things, and in particular, Sam, they made things happen when they did not have the puck. They ended up getting their points because of defensive plays, because of hard work, because of the forecheck. And you look at those numbers, and they all contributed, and it was a line that just seemed to work.
Voros with a goal and an assist. Dubinsky, a goal and 2 assists. Zherdev, a goal and an assist, and little physical action for him.
Well, you know what? They all contributed.
3 stars, Brandon Dubinsky, the number 3 star. I don't know, he could have been my number 1.
Mine too.
Number 2 star, the goalie.
Yeah.
Boy, he comes to play every night.
Yeah.
He is something.
He sure is.
30 saves.
He sure is. Will he play tomorrow in Philadelphia? We'll see. It'll be interesting.
And the number 1 star, how about this? Aaron Voros, welcome to New York.
Yeah.
The Ranger fan from Vancouver.
How about that?
Nice. Good effort by Aaron Voros.
Yeah, the whole line and the communication and the way they moved the puck and got in quickly and played physical and forced turnovers. It was a great effort.
Let's take a look at the goal of the game, brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Yeah, the Rangers move the puck out of the zone quickly, and here's Voros with the defensive play right there, forces the turnover. There was Dubinsky. Look at the quick release. Quick release by Dubinsky.
Easy, guys. Don't get hurt.
Those are the 2 Alaskan Cubs that Dave Maloney was talking about.
Great night for that line. Rangers win it 4-2 over the Chicago Blackhawks. Rangers are 3-0 on the season. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it all begins at 6:30 with Rangers game night. Then it's the Rangers and the Flyers at 7 o'clock. John Giannone and Joe Micheletti on the call. The Infinity Rangers postgame is coming up next. We'll have a special interview with Hall of Famers, U.S. Hockey Hall of Famers Brian Leach and Mike Richter. MSGNY, presented by ChevyOffers.com, follows the Rangers postgame. And don't forget, Knicks in 60 follows MSGNY. A great opening night at the Garden. The Rangers defeat the Blackhawks 4-2. For Joe Micheletti, Dave Maloney, and John Giannone, this is Sam Rosen. Stay tuned. The Infinity postgame is next.
This is the Infinity Rangers postgame show after a 4-2 Rangers win over the Chicago Blackhawks here at the Garden in the Garden opener. And Aaron Voros, the number 1 star, and reason to celebrate with a goal and an assist. Brandon Dubinsky with maybe the worst goal celebration of all time. A goal and 2 assists for him. 2 of the 3 stars on this night, on a night where that line with Nikolai Zherdev had 7 points. Zherdev with a goal and an assist as well. Brandon Dubinsky, Aaron Voros, and Nikolai Zherdev, the stars of the night for the Rangers. Welcome to the Infinity Rangers postgame show. They were together on ice all night, so they're together now. Brandon Dubinsky, Aaron Voros. How about for you, a guy who grew up a Ranger fan, wanted to be here more than anything, and is the number 1 star in your first game at the Garden as a Ranger?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate, to be paired with, line mates. As long as we work, we're going to be successful. So, yeah, it's, definitely a dream night.
Work seems to be the buzzword, huh, Brandon? Is that what makes this line so successful?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with Nicky having so much skill, if Z and I understand if we grind it out and get the dirty work and get him the puck, he's going to score some goals. And it's a goal scorer's goal that he got tonight, and as far as us, I don't think he's given himself enough credit. He had a great night, and he's a great player and a huge addition to our team this year.
All right, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from this 4-2 Ranger win, and again on a night where this line had 7 points. Second line in name, number 1 line on this night. Take us through it, guys. Start with you, Aaron.
I think the puck, we're just trying to forecheck the heck out of the puck, and then obviously, Doobie could have shot that himself, but I was open on the wing and unselfish play, and I had to put it home.
There's a real level of chemistry between the two of you. When did you sense that this developed?
Well, I think it starts becoming friends. Obviously, he's new, but we kind of hit it off right away together, and started hanging out a little bit off the ice, and we just have fun together. And I think if you have fun with your teammates and fun with each other, you tend to want to battle a little harder and play hard for each other.
And that celebration there, Brandon, is that something you'll work on? Did you take a little abuse on the bench?
I know for anybody that watches me score, I usually am not like that, but I saw Aaron jump into a glass like Ovechkin, so I wanted to try and out-do him. Unfortunately, I lost my footing there a little bit.
You guys really look like you're having a good time. Now, for you get promoted to this line a couple days ago. Is there a part of your mindset or your thought process that says, I want to reward the coach for having faith in me?
No, I mean, I treat every game, identically. I kind of think of myself as a versatile player where I can, move up and down this lineup, and wherever coach is going to use me, that's what I'm, going to have to do. So, hopefully being successful with this line keeps us together, and hopefully I can, keep my end of the bargain. But there's a lot of players who can play with these guys, and I'm very fortunate to be in this position right now.
Brandon, a lot of people are talking about your second year in the league. This is what we're going to see from that next level from Brandon Dubinsky. Is this what fans should expect on a consistent basis?
I hope so. I mean, obviously, I had, I guess a little bit to prove coming in, and obviously I want to help my team win every night, and fortunate enough, I've gotten put into a role where, I can get some good minutes, and so like Aaron said, I got to hold up my side of the bargain and make sure I'm going out there and producing and helping the team win on a nightly basis, whether that's, scoring goals, getting points, or doing other things. I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Aaron, you played in a place last year that had a pretty electric atmosphere at home games, sellouts every night. They like to boast about being the real hockey town in America, but compare that or even just talk about the atmosphere in the Garden tonight.
Very similar. Obviously this place is very nostalgic, and the fans are, very passionate. So, there's a lot of similarities. I've been very fortunate to play in 2 very hockey crazy arenas, hockey crazy towns, and I'd think of them as 2 of the best organizations in the league, and this place is first class, and it's a blessing to be here, so yeah, no complaints.
And their line was first class tonight. 7 points in all. Brandon Dubinsky, Aaron Voros, thanks for coming in. Go to the dressing room and celebrate. 4-2, Rangers with the win. A good time had by all, especially on this line. The Infinity Rangers postgame show continues in a moment.